महादेव शंभो नमो सदाशिव जय परमेश्वर जय भुवनेश्वर जय शिव शंकर नमो महादेव शंभो भवानी शंकर उमा महेश्वर गिरिजा शंकर ओम भवानी शंकर उमा महेश्वर गिरिजा शंकर ओम जय प्रलयंकर जय पीतांबर जय शिव शंकर ओम जय प्रलयंकर जय पीतांबर जय शिव शंकर ओम नमो महादेव शंभो हर हर महादेव गौरी मनोहर हर शिव शंकर ओम हर हर महादेव गौरी मनोहर हर शिव शंकर ओम दुख कर लेकर सुख भर लेकर जय शिव शंकर ओम दुख कर लेकर सुख भर लेकर जय शिव शंकर ओम नमो महादेव शंभो नमो सदाशिव पार्वती शंकर गंगा जटाधर करुणा शंकर ओम पार्वती शंकर गंगा जटाधर करुणा शंकर ओम नीलकंठ धर अखिलेश्वर धर जय शिव शंकर ओम नीलकंठ धर अखिलेश्वर धर जय शिव शंकर ओम नमो महादेव शंभो शिव शंकर नटराज सुंदर हर हर शंकर ओम शिव शंकर नटराज सुंदर हर हर शंकर ओम जय डमरूवर जय कैलेश्वर जय शिव शंकर ओम जय डमरूवर जय कैलेश्वर जय शिव शंकर ओम नमो महादेव शंभो नमो सदाशिव जय परमेश्वर जय भुवनेश्वर जय शिव शंकर नमो महादेव शंभो नमो सदाशिव जय परमेश्वर जय भुवनेश्वर जय शिव शंकर जय शिव शंकर जय शिव शंकर
बोले श्री राजा रामचंद्र की जय. Devotees, as we mentioned, we are going to continue with Ramayan Katha. Tomorrow, Ram Navami, and I mentioned before that Goswami Tulsidas ji, he started to write Ramayan, or he wrote Ramayan. We started writing the Ramayan in this auspicious period of time. This is the first Nau Raatri in the month of Chaitra, just around Ram Navami time. Very auspicious time for Ramayan Katha. So let's prepare ourselves for Ramayan discourse. We concentrate on Maryada Purushottam Dhanushadhari Shri Ram, Adi Shakti Sri Rama. Visualize this, both of them standing side by side. Om Neelam Bhujasham Maluko Malangam Sita Samarupitu Bama Bhagam Panau Mahasayaka Charu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuban Sanatan. I bow to Sri Sita Ram. Om Sri Sita Ramachandrai Namo Namaha. Hari Tat Sat. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namah. Om Shri Sita Ramachandraya Namo Namaha. Om Shannu Mitraha Shamvarunaha Shannu Bhavata Aryama Shanna Indro Brihaspati Shannu Vishnu Rurukramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vahayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Ritang Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmahamavatu Tadavataramavatu Avatu Mam Avatu Vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Varnanamartha Sanghana Rasanam Chandasahamapi Mangalanam Chakarataru Vande Vani Vinayako. Ramayan Sumiran. Jehi Sumirata Siddha ho Gananayaka Kari Varabadana Arahu Anu Dahaso Budirashi Shubha Guna Sadana Mukha Hohi Vacha Panguchar Hai Girivaradana Jasu Kripa Sudaya Dravo Sakala Kalimanadana Nihila Saro Ruhushan Taruna Yaruna Varijanayana Karo Sumama Uradha Sada Chir Sahagara Shayana Kunda Indu Samadeha Umaramana Karunayana Jahidi कृपा मरदन नयन बंदो गुरु पदकन कृपा सिंधु नररूप हरि महामोह सुवचन रविकर निकर ओम मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये हरिः ओम तत्सत् ओम श्री सीतारामचंद्राय नमो नमः। बोलिए श्री राजा रामचंद्र की जय। डिवोटीज, अष्टमी तिथि we specially worshipped, and at this point in time Ashtami Tithi is in progress. Durga Ashtami. So I want to glorify Ma, seek her blessings, we praise her, surrender to her. Concentrate and leave everybody. Om Namas Chandikayai, if it's easier for you, or Om Hrim Sim Chandikayai Namah. Let's seek the blessings of Devi. धन जग जननी भवानी हो रामा, भवानी हो रामा, अचल वरदानी। धन जग जननी हो राम, धन जग जननी भवानी हो रामा, भवानी हो रामा, अचल वरदानी। धन जग जननी हो राम, धन जग जननी भवानी हो रामा, भवानी हो रामा, अचल वरदानी। जननी हो राम, जगमग जगमग ज्योत विराजे, जगमग 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 ज्योत विराजे। तेज प्रताप विधानी हो रामा, विधानी हो रामा, अचल वरदानी। धन जग जननी हो राम, धन जग जननी भवानी हो रामा, भवानी हो रामा, अचल वरदानी। धन जग जननी हो राम, महिमा अगमय पर तुम्हारो, महिमा महिमा अगमय पर तुम्हारो, महिमा अगमय पर तुम्हारो, शेष सुरेश न जानी हो रामा, न जानी हो रामा, अचल वरदानी धन जग जननी हो राम, धन जग जननी भवानी हो रामा, भवानी हो रामा, अचल वरदानी धन जग जननी हो राम। दुख हरनी सुख संपत्ति भरनी, दुख हरनी सुख संपत्ति भरनी, दुख हरनी सुख संपत्ति भरनी, हरनी सकल कल्याणी हो रामा, कल्याणी हो रामा, अचल वरदानी धन जग जननी हो राम, जग जननी भवानी हो रामा, भवानी हो रामा, अचल वरदानी धन जग जननी हो राम। अचल वरदानी, अचल वरदानी, अचल वरदानी, अचल वरदानी, अचल वर। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्ति रूपेण संस्थिता, नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु श्रद्धा रूपेण संस्थिता, नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु बुद्धि रूपेण संस्थिता, नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु लक्ष्मी रूपेण संस्थिता, नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शांति रूपेण संस्थिता, नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु दया रूपेण संस्थिता, नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु सिद्धि रूपेण संस्थिता, नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृ रूपेण संस्थिता, नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। नमस्तस्यै मां, नमस्तस्यै नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः। अचल वरदानी, अचल वरदानी, अचल वरदानी, अचल वरदानी, अचल वरदानी, अचल वरदानी, हे धन जग जननी भवानी हो रामा, भवानी हो रामा, अचल वरदानी धन जग जननी हो राम। यार शक्ति जगदम्बा माता की। devotees, others customary worship Bhagwan Shankar. Simple bhajan. You will not be able to follow me, but you can pray. Panchakshar mantra Om Namah Shivaya. The bhajan implores Bhagwan Shankar, implores Bhagwan Shankar. We beg him. अब शिव पार करो मोर नैया, My life is like a boat, a ship, sailing on the waters, the turbulent waters of duality, mundane existence. Bholenath, ab Shiv par karo, take me across. There are so many stumbling blocks along the way, turbulent storms. Ab Shiv par karo, mori naiya, take me across, Bholenath. हो अब शिव पर करो मोरे नैया, 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 हो अब शिव। अब शिव पर करो मोरे नैया, हो 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 अब शिव पर करो। अवघत घातय गाधम बलि लगे नखिवैया, अवघत घातय गाधम बलि लगे नखिवैया, बारी बरोबर बारी बहतु है, बारी बरोबर बारी बहतु है, तापर अति पुरवैया, हो अब शिव पर करो मोरे नैया, हो अब शिव पर करो। थर थर कांपत हिया जो मेरी, शिव की देत दुहैया, थर थर कांपत हिया जो मेरी, शिव की देत दुहैया, देवी सहाय प्रभात पुकारत, देवी सहाय प्रभात पुकारत, शिव पितु गिरिजा मैया, हो अब शिव पर करो मोरे नैया, हो अब शिव पर करो। पर करो मोरे नैया, हो अब शिव पर करो मोरे नैया, पर करो मोरे नैया, हो अब शिव पर करो मोरे नैया, पर करो मोरे नैया, हो अब शिव 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 पर करो मोरे। बोलिए शिव महापति महादेव की जय। Devotees, different style. So Tabal Maharaj get accustomed to the next style. Now, I'm going to take a discourse from the 7th volume of Sri Ramcharitmanas Uttarkand. Now, it's just what the feelings I get. Remember they say feelings, thoughts? So, like last night, I got a feeling to do that katha. And tonight I have the feelings to do this katha. My feelings. If it doesn't mesh with your feelings, I apologize. But I'm in charge. So, devotees, Sri Ramchandraji, we all know Ramayan katha. Adav Ram tapo banadigam nang hatva mrigang kanchanam. Vaidehi haranang jatayu maranang sugriv sambhashanam. Bali nirdalanang samudra taranang lankapuri dahanam. Paschar kumkaran ravanhanang. Etadhi Ramayanam. We all know Ramayan katha to some extent, the story that is. And some of us know a little bit of essence here and there. So tonight, I'm going to, this part of Ramayan where Sri Ram defeated Ravan. He defeated all the evil forces and negative forces. He caused to be coronated the king of Lanka, Vibhishan. Vibhishan became Lankesh. And so establishing Dharma, he returned to Ayodhya Puri after 14 years, accompanied by 16 of his disciples. Now, not a promise I made to myself, but the thought crossed my mind that I wouldn't bombard your brains with too much philosophy. Because you have been bombarded a lot. And I don't know how the brain could take it. But just a little bit of idea for application. Ayodhya is a human body. Lanka is a psychological state. Now, in Ayodhya, we have Dashrath representing the 10 senses. I asked you all last night a question, homework. I didn't get any answer yet, but why didn't Dashrath get darshan? In case you forget the question. Why Kaushilya got darshan? Think about it. Dashrath represents the 10 senses. The 3 queens, Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic Prakriti. Now devotees, these 3 gunas exist bhur bhuva swa in the 3 planes of existence. Now this is something you wouldn't really hear. So I want you to listen to it, assimilate it, because it has application to us. Now, in the order of being, spirituality, Vishnu Bhagwan represents Sattvic Prakriti. Brahma, he represents Rajasic Prakriti. And Shiva, Tamas Prakriti. But what are those? Vishnu Bhagwan, the force of cohesion, peace of the state of peace, truth, etc. Brahma, creativity. And Shiva, non-differentiation, motionlessness. Ayodhya Puri, the ethical being. The 3 gunas are represented by the 3 queens. So Kaushilya Mata, Sattvic Prakriti. So in the ethical being, principle. Living by principle, what is right, not compromising what your duties are, etc. So this Kaushilya. Rajasic Prakriti represented by Kaikeyi. Notice Kaikeyi wanted the kingdom. She sent Sri Ram to the forest. Her son Bharat she wanted her son Bharat to become king. Rajas is the state of materialism. Craving for materialism. Are symbolized by Kaikeyi. And Sumitra, we hardly hear anything about too much about Kaushilya. Sumitra, non-participatory. But these 3 represent the 3 gunas in the ethical being. And then in the psychological, which is represented by Lanka, you have the 3 gunas also. Ravan, Kumkaran and Vibhishan. So Vibhishan represents Sattvic Prakriti. Sattva, unwavering, standing firm. As he himself said, he was like the tongue between 32 teeth living in Lanka. But he never compromised his principles. Firmness, Sattva in the psychological. Ravan, passion and anger, psychological. And Kumkaran, sleeping day and night. Tamas, lethargy, sluggishness. Stupor, sleep, psychological. So these 3 gunas represent in 3 planes, bhur bhuva swa. Now, it is not by chance that Sri Ram had to go to Lanka to destroy Ravan, destroy Kumkaran, and coronate Vibhishan as king of Lanka. And then he could return to Ayodhya Puri to become Raja Ram. So what this symbolizes to all of us, this is history, but there's practicality. The psychological, many of us, we need psychological reorientation. Where do you think laziness stems from? It is in the psychological, and it manifests itself in the physical. Kumkaran. Passion and anger, desire, cravings. It starts in the psychological, manifests itself in the material. So when you think Ravan is some bad, Ravan inside every one of us, Rajasic Prakriti. And Vibhishan, unwavering, maintaining spiritual principles and practices for all times, regardless of the challenges, Sattvic Prakriti. Now, when Sri Ram destroyed Ravan, Vibhishan, he returned to Ayodhya, Puri, he was coronated, he became king of Ayodhya. Ayodhya is a human body. Sri Ram represents perfection, the height of spirituality. Ayodhya, Puri experienced perfection under all circumstances, what we term to be the utopian state. Financially, politically, all how perfect, because the perfect master was there. What it implies, that when we wish to the state of spirituality, Atma hai Ram, Ram hai Atma, when spirituality dominates this Ayodhya, it is then you experience perfection, not otherwise. But before you can do that, you have to kill Ravan, you have to kill Vibhishan, you have to coronate, did I say? Kumkaran, Ravan. You have to coronate Vibhishan as king of Lanka. In other words, if Sattvic Prakriti does not exist in the psychological, there is no way that you could attain Sattva otherwise. No way. It starts in the psychological. If it doesn't exist here, there is no way you can gain perfection. No way. It doesn't happen. So internal changes. Ramayan teaches us that. You see, so the stories are nice, but now this is the application. So there is a reason for Sri Ram destroying Ravan. Spirituality is what conquers materialism. And when spirituality conquers materialism, it is in the ascendant, it dominates, perfection exists. But remember, psychological. Everything we do, everything starts with thought in the psychological. And if that is not corrected, if there is no psychological reorientation, can't make, you fail. So this is why many times like people have to get married and so on. Yes, good. You build a house, you have a good job, whatever, whatever. What about psychological reorientation? Many fall through the crack because they have not psychologically reoriented their thinking. They want to get into a relationship and behave the same kind of way. You didn't adjust, you didn't readapt to circumstances. You have problems, you fall apart. So in life itself, devotees, even in teaching, ask the teachers who are worth their salt. I am one, I think, who was worth my salt. Teaching is really psychological reorientation. If you can't bring about change in the psychological, there is no change. There is absolutely none. So this is what you see Hinduism. Many things I've been telling you and whatever, it is trying to work on the psyche, the psychological state, to bring about that change. But in some cases, not all, Ravan fighting back. And in some cases, Kumkaran, sleeping day and night, he ain't hear nothing. We sit like log, everything bounce off us, Kumkaran wouldn't hear anything. Now if you like Vibhishan, Sattva, then changes will take place. When Vibhishan dominates, when Sattvic Prakriti dominates the psychological, you find peace of mind. This is what Ramayan is all about. Not singing the story and clapping and thing only, no? Application. And devotees, you know why people can't find peace of mind? Many can't find peace of mind. You know why? Vibhishan, not in control of the psychological. Sattva. Ravan, passion and anger. And as I said, Kumkaran. So we're killing them on the outside, but they're living on the inside. And who could do it for you? Remember we said, man lifts himself by himself, man sings himself by himself. This is why I keep saying everybody must take responsibility. You have to create your own change. And change takes place from inside, not outside. Okay? So devotees, that is enough philosophy for the night, at least To that level, metaphysics. Sri Ram returned to Ayodhya Puri. And his return to Ayodhya, we all know, caused great joy, great excitement. Let me tell you something one time before I go off on a tangent again later. I don't know why 16 disciples came back with him. I ain't touching it yet, you know. But analyze, there are reasons why. Now, just to give you an idea, I have been asking many people how many bodies we have. And most people say, we have one body. Everybody has 3 bodies. Remember last time when I mentioned, Dehitrayatita. O Gajanan Mahaganapati, Dehitrayatita. You are beyond the 3 bodies. What the 3 bodies are? Physical, astral, and causal. Ayodhya represents the physical. Now devotees, when Sri Ram left Ayodhya, Ayodhya was like it was dead. When spirituality is banished, you're like a living dead. And I said that before. You don't have dharma, you don't have spirituality, you're like a living dead. Yeah? Now devotees, absence of spirituality. But Sri Ram returning to Ayodhya Puri. So like when the body is dead, as we see, many of us may not know the changes that take place. But the astral body separates from the physical, as we see. And the astral body has 16 tattvas. 16 tattvas. So 5 Karamindriya, 5 Gyandindriya, 5 Tanmatas, and the mind. The 16 disciples of Sri Ram at that point representing the return of the astral into the physical body. When the physical body is separated, from the astral, the physical body is dead. Like Ayodhya went dead when Sri Ram left. The return of Sri Ram, think about it like this kind of way. And then tonight we are going to read about Sri Ram sent back all the disciples on him. So they all came back, Ayodhya was full of life, but then Sri Ram dismissed all of them. All the tattvas have to go back into eternal tattvas. But you see, that is going to deep waters. But it's good to think about it. It's not just that Sri Ram come back in Pushpak Viman and 16 disciples come back with him. What do they represent? Sri Ram is Brahm, Sita Mata is Shakti, Lakshman, the power of concentration. All these forms represent something, every one of us. And the day you can start to understand this and apply it, then you live in Ramayan. This is why, in this context, I've been telling people that, I don't believe in putting a book on your head and beat Tarzan and walk around the village by. Like tamasha. I want you to put the book inside your head. Because that beat Tarzan thing, tamasha, everything nice, excitement. Ramayan finish, you all learn nothing. You mean the same way. What effect did it have? But this is what man is right now, very superficial. And again, not everybody could take this. This is why, again, I'm saying, you are on your own. So devotees, you see Ramayan? Ramayan is a treatise on life. People think they know Ramayan. They haven't scratched the surface in Ramayan yet. Nana Puran Nigamagam Sammatam. Ramayan is the essence of all scriptures. But you have to, like you go fishing now. I'm like a fisherman here. You fish out the pearls of wisdom and you apply them to life. Okay, devotees? So, all these incidents, think about Sri Ram returning with 16 disciples. Why? And then he sent back the 16 disciples after a while. That's tonight's katha. Why? Why? That's for your homework. More homework, why? Alright, so devotees, Sri Ram returned to Ayodhya Puri with the 16 disciples, Pushpak Viman. We won't elaborate upon all those things. Right? But what we do know, that when Sri Ram returned to Ayodhya Puri, there was rejoicing. Everywhere on all sides, great joy, great excitement. Why? Aja ghar aihe Ram Lakhan donu bhai. Aja ghar aihe Ram Lakhan. Ram Lakhan dono bhai, Ram Lakhan dono bhai, Ram Lakhan dono bhai, Ram Lakhan dono bhai. Aja ghar aihe Ram Lakhan dono bhai. सुंदर बदन कमल डोलूचन सुंदर बदन कमल डोलूचन चतुर्भुज दिखलाई रमलखन दुनु भाई आज घर ऐहे रमलखन दुनु भाई शंख चक्र गदा पद्म शंख चक्र गदा पद्म कोटि बांछ बिछाई रमलखन दुनु भाई आज घर ऐहे रमलखन दुनु भाई रमलखन दोनों भाई रमलखन दोनों भाई रमलखन दोनों भाई आज घर ऐहे कंचन थार कपूर की बाती कंचन थार कपूर की बाती आरती कर भरशाई रमलखन दुनु भाई आज घर ऐहे रमलखन दुनु भाई माता कौशल्या करती आरती माता कौशल्या करती आरती सखी सब मंगल गावे रमलखन दुनु भाई आज घर ऐहे रमलखन दुनु भाई तुलसीदास प्रभु आश चरण की तुलसीदास प्रभु आश चरण की घर घर भजत बधाई रमलखन दुनु भाई आज घर ऐहे रमलखन रमलखन दोनों भाई 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 आज घर ऐहे रमलखन दोनों भाई आज घर ऐहे रमलखन दोनों भाई आज घर ऐहे Why so many forms of rejoicings? Because आज घर ऐहे रमलखन दोनों भाई The two brothers have returned after 14 years in exile, of course accompanied by Sita. So devotees, Bhagwan demonstrated his darshan. Sang chakra gadaparam, chaturbhuj, sundar badan kamal dolochan, beautiful form, kamal badan, beautiful eyes, lotus-like eyed, chatur bonau, nilambuja malaku malangam, Sita samarupitu vam bhagam, panau mahasayaka charu chapam, namami ramam, rahuban sanatham. Devotees, Sri Ram demonstrated. He demonstrated to those who wanted to see that Chaturbhuj Roop, Shankchak Gadaparam. It is said, welcome was done, Arti was prepared. Kanchanathal, Kapur ki bati. They lit Kapur, not wick. There is a difference in doing Arti with the Kapur and also one with doing Arti with the wick. I won't go into details. But in certain parts of the puja, we use the camphor. Because that in itself is symbolic of something. Devotees, Kanchanathal Kapur ki bati. Arati karabharashai, everybody overjoyed, even Kaikai. Mata Kaushalya karti arati. Mata Kaushalya herself to welcome her children. She did the arati. Notice, at our welcome. Not worship, at our welcome. And on all sides, divine songs were chanted. Songs of blessing, songs of benediction on all. But the Lord himself is there. Tulsidas is saying, you know what happened at that point in time? Ghar ghar bajat badhai. Every single home, there was rejoicing. There was ecstasy. Why? Aaj ghar aihe, Ram Lakhan dono bhai. The return of spirituality, I say not more philosophy, but bring it back. When spirituality comes into this body, why not? Aaj ghar aihe, Ram Lakhan dono bhai. Spirituality, the power of concentration, and all the other factors will be there. Then what happens then? Rejoicing. And when Sri Ram got married and returned to Ayodhya Puri, what they say? Jabate Ram byahi ghar aaye, nitanava mangala moda badhaye. When Sri Ram got married and returned with Sita Mata, every day there was rejoicing. That also symbolizes in us, when we reach to the state of non-duality, Brahm Shakti come together, Kundalini Shiva, merging, however you put it, what you expect to experience. Not ecstasy, bliss, joy. And if that doesn't happen, what you expect to experience, not pain, disappointment, grief, solution to life's problems, devotees, which we all have to work on. But you know what happens to many of us? We depend on the external things, which are immaterial for one, not lasting, fickle and fade, according to Chandak Maharaj. Spirituality is the key. That helps us devotees. Spirituality. Yeah? Symbolized by Sri Ram. So devotees, these 16 disciples remained, and it is said they enjoyed the rejoicings that took place in Ayodhya. It was Ayodhya Puri was electrifying, the presence of the Lord. At the end of 6 months, devotees, they remained for 6 months. Prabhu Sri Ram was fully aware that they were there, and as much as we would like to remain in a certain environment, circumstances, everything has an end. Everything has an end. Nothing lasts forever. So this particular day, what Sri Ram did. But before we go into all that, let's look at the state of mind of these 16 disciples. Yagyavalkya Muni Singh Bharadwaj, listen.
सब कह प्रभु पद प्रीति जात न जाने वो दिवस निसी गए मास खत बीत सिया पति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम।
याज्ञवल्क्य मुनि जी बोले, हे भरद्वाज जी, सब कपि बड़े आनंद में मग्न रहते थे। सबकी प्रभु के चरण कमलों में अलौकिक प्रीति है। दिन रात जात नहीं जानते और 6 महीने बीत गए, उन्हें एक दिन भी जात न व्यर्थ हुआ। यह परमानंद की महिमा है। याज्ञवल्क्य मुनि said, Bharadwaj, there was one common factor, one common thread running through this, all the disciples of Sri Ram. Paramanand Magana Kapi, Sab Kah Prabhupada Priti. That common factor, that common thread. Sab Kapi Bade Anand Mein Magna Rahe The. They were all in a state of ecstasy. And devotees, I don't know how many of us know what ecstasy is. Not the drug, eh? There's a drug called ecstasy. Some may know that. But to experience that state of ecstasy, that's something different. We may get some joy, a little bit of happiness, whatever. But ecstasy, it goes a little bit beyond. Magan. Magna, as Ramayan says here. Right? Bade Anand mein magna rahte the. And why? Sab ki Prabhu ke charan kamalon mein alaukik priti hai. Each professed unalloyed love for the feet of Sri Ram. Notice what it is? Unalloyed. Now, do you know what an alloy is? Right? Alloy is when you mix up metals. So one, they're not pure. Unalloyed. No mixture. Pure. Pure. That's why I use the term unalloyed. Now many of us may say we have love for God, but you love this one, you love that one. I'm not saying we shade them, but the other things you have love for. That love is shared. Unalloyed means nothing else is in the mind. Nothing else. And I'm bold enough to say none of us has that type of love for the Lord. No. None of us. Because we are caught up in different types of relationships. And these relationships, we focus upon them and, we think that this is what the reality is. But we all know that all these other things in life, they create pain, disappointment, all. But that pure love for the Lord, nothing else is in the mind. This is the common thread, as we see, that ran through the 16 disciples. Unalloyed love, lotus-like feet of the Lord. And remember Kaushalya last night? Magna state of ecstasy. Notice, when in that state, what happens? Jatana jane divashanishi. You couldn't tell the difference between day and night. Time just flies past. Gaye masakhat biti. Devotees, 6 months went by after the coronation. And these disciples of Sri Ram, they couldn't tell the difference. They couldn't tell the difference. And we all have understood, I would like to believe, that all simply because of the state of the mind. When the mind is fully occupied in something of this nature, time flies, as we say. Time flies. Yeah? So these 16 devotees were highly blessed. They were in the company of Sri Ram, and they would all have family and so on. But you know what? No thoughts. No thoughts. Even in dream. As Yagyavalk Muni said, Bharadwaj, listen.
बिसरे ग्रह सपने हूँ सूझी नाही जिमी पर द्रोह संत मन माही तब रघुपति रामा तब रघुपति सब सखा दुलाही आय सब ही सादर शिर नाई जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम राम जय जय सीता राम जय जय राम
सब घर को भूल गए। याज्ञवल्क्य मुनि, ही भरद्वाज जी, सब घर को भूल गए, स्वप्न में भी घर की याद नहीं आती। जैसे संत महात्माओं के मन में पराया द्रोह नहीं आता। तब रघुनाथ जी ने अपने सब सखाओं को बुलाया। उन सबों ने आकर आदर पूर्वक सिर नवाया। याज्ञवल्क्य मुनि सिंह भरद्वाज जी, these 16 disciples, for those 6 months in the company of Sri Ram, witnessing Ram Raj, etc., no thoughts of whom, घर को भूल गए, स्वप्न में भी घर की याद नहीं आती, not even in dream. They even dreaming about their home. Now, this is to be understood. They in the company of the Lord in Ayodhya Puri, witnessing great miracles, etc. Could thoughts of whom ever come to the mind? Now, I see this as an attitude that we all need to have when we sit to pray. A yag is a manifestation of the Lord. We are here We are putting our hearts on the Lord. And as we sit here, devotees, you know, the mind should be focused totally on the divine. Totally. And not even in dream. Even if you sleep away in the yard, you won't dream about home. Right here. Right? No thoughts of home. Now, I want you to ask yourselves, as you sit here, so far we have come, almost an hour has gone by. How many times the mind went in other directions? Thinking of home, thinking of this one, of that one, of what? Think. Analyze, devotees. And the whole idea is to be honest with yourself. So we say we come to pray and whatever, but that listening, that tapasya is broken countless times. The mind strays. How could you find the Lord? How could you find the Lord? So here, they say, even in dream, devotees, even in dream, no thoughts of home. And Tulsidas used the opportunity to project to us an attitude of the sages. Jimi para droha santa manamahi. You see how no thoughts of home could ever come to the mind, even in dream? He's saying, as in the mind of the holy man, no thoughts of anything evil with respect to other people could come. No enmity with anybody else. A true saint, a true holy man, they can never have enmity in his heart for anybody. No negativity. You know, sometimes we're in part of devotion, but you don't like this one, you don't like that one. You're not bhakti. No. That's not a sant. A sant. Otherwise. So in other words, what I'm saying, devotees, life is like an open book. You can say what you want, but your attitudes tell us, our attitudes tell everything about us. Nothing is hidden. And this is why many times I say certain things, not directly to people, but I say it hoping that people will understand. But if you not listen, how are you going to understand? And then most times what people do, they say, you know what, I hope so-and-so listening. I hope so-and-so listening. Because you're looking at somebody else, you think them so. And I'm saying, I want you to listen. Because I could be talking to you directly. So devotees, we all know these distractions. And last night we spoke of the Maya of the Lord. Very, very powerful. And, you know, let's be honest. How many times, almost always, when we sit to pray, the mind is not on divinity. It is on other things. The sages tell us, oh man, why you waste your life, man? Turn to that Lord. He's the only reality. Simple bhajan, devotees, try to understand the meaning. Dinani ke beete jaate hai, sumiran kar le Ram naam. Kabhi Sham naam, kabhi Shiva naam, Shakti naam, God's name. Day and night, it is the only reality. Dinani ke beete jaate hai, sumiran kar le Ram naam, sumiran kar le. दिननी के बीते जाते हैं, सुमिरन कर लिए राम नाम, सुमिरन कर लिए राम नाम. सुमिरन कर ले राम नाम को, छोड़ विषय सब और काम को. सुमिरन कर ले राम नाम को, छोड़ विषय सब और काम को. संग चले ना एको धाम, संग चले ना एको धाम, तेरे देते हैं सुपति है. सुमिरन कर लिए राम नाम, सुमिरन कर लिए राम नाम. दिननी के बीते
जाती है। भाई ही बंधु कुटुंब परिवारा, तू नहीं किसका कौन तुम्हारा। भाई बंधु कुटुंब परिवारा, तू नहीं किसका कौन तुम्हारा। क्या कारण हरि नाम विसारा। क्या कारण हरि नाम विसारा। देखत ही के नती है, सुमिरन कर ली राम नाम। सुमिरन कर ली राम नाम। जैसे पानी बीच पतासा, मूर्ख फन से मोह की भाषा। जैसे पानी बीच पतासा, मूर्ख फन से मोह की भाषा। श्वासन की क्या करिए आशा। श्वासन की क्या करिए आशा। गए श्वास नहीं आती है, सुमिरन कर ली राम नाम। सुमिरन कर ली राम नाम। यह संसार रहन की सपना, नित आते नित जाते हैं। यह संसार रहन का सपना, नित आते नित जाते हैं। सूर शाम गोविंद भजन बिन, सूर शाम गोविंद भजन बिन, मूर्ख जन्म गमाते हैं। सुमिरन कर ली राम नाम। सुमिरन कर ली राम नाम। दिननी के बीते जाते हैं, सुमिरन कर ली राम नाम। सुमिरन कर ली राम नाम। सुमिरन कर ली। Devotees, very simple little experience from the sages. Right? Now we need to worship that Lord. Find the time, and when we sit to do so, do it properly as we've been saying. Din ke beete jaate hai, time is going. Sumran kar le Ram Naam. Seek the Lord. Worship Him. Many of us, sometimes we're very busy. I'm not saying it shouldn't work, but sometimes I don't want to go too much in this direction, but once a very old nurse told me, I ended up in medical associates, and the nurse told me, she said, "Priest, you ever see work dead? It's man that's dead." Will you understand me? Man that's dead. So we always push at the expense of spirituality. Worship. Busy boy. Busy. Yeah. When time to pray, Revalim. Many young fellows do that now. Right? Go fishing. Go hiking. When time to pray. And when trouble take you, Ram, 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 Ram. That time you can't even say Ram, you will say Ram. Yeah. This is how ungrateful man is. But we are told, what the bhajan said, you could understand the Hindi. You see, when the time comes to go, you can't carry a single dime with you. And all the extra you're pushing to make this and make that at the expense of spirituality, you leave all right and you go. Could carry nothing with you. Now, nobody says don't work, Everything within the limitations. But not at the expense. I keep saying man is fourfold, like a square. Physical, social, spiritual, and mental. Right? If the spiritual angle is strong, all other angles automatically will be strong. So devotees, we are told, pay attention to that. And bhai, bandhu, kutum, parivara, tu nahi kiska kong tumhara. Brother, sister, husband, wife, all the relationships we have, children, grandchildren, all, we caught up in these things. How many people have come to the realization that when push comes to shove, who is for who? Who is for who? Many people think, when children get big, I get old, they go mind me. We go see. Then we see who they're minding. Devotees, and I have seen it many times. Papa, Papa, Mama, Mama crying. When Papa die, Mama die. And you see that body come. Look at the body come. Bawling and crying. Bawling and crying. But you're afraid to go near it. Same Mama and Papa. Came away. Especially if they come back as spirit. Well, what's yet? Baba, time in a bottle. Same family. Nobody says you shouldn't do what you have to do. But you see this attachment, what causes the problem? All of us, All of us. But at the end of it all, devotees, these relationships, how many times they are broken? Enmity. Check the Kauravas and the Pandavas. Me are going so far, no? Well, I don't want to come so near either. But, devotees, you have it on all sides. So-called relationships. You do what you have to do, but in the final analysis, devotees, question really is who is for who? Almost everybody is for himself. When push comes to shove, you see that. So the sages are telling us, what does God need from you? God need anything from you? But these relationships, they all need something from you. And if you can't provide it, they're gone. I keep saying man doesn't miss man. Man miss what man could do for them. Understand what I'm telling you? The day you see I cook, and I go on whenever that is, I don't know when, right? You miss how do? Some may for a little while, but when passing a time, once you get somebody to do the same thing, who is how do? He is a memory of the past. All of us. Don't fool yourself, no? The Lord doesn't need anything from us except our love. So, this is what it tells us. All other relationships are broken. That relationship with the Lord, as we explained last night, identify with it, establish it, and worship. But when the breath leaves devotees, it will one day. Breath is life. What is our circumstance? What is our position? So, in other words, we are told, yes, sansar, raina ka sapana. Nitra aate, nitra jate hai. This world is like a dream in the night. Rain ka sapana. A dream of Maya. Coming and going, coming and going. Nitra aate, nitra jate hai. Nitra aate, nitra jate hai. Nobody here forever. None of us. You have to go ekadin. I wouldn't sing it. Ekadin hame bhi jana hai. All we have to go one day. So what? Sursham, who composed bhajan, he says, Sursham Govinda bhajana bina, without the worship of divinity, muraka janma gamate hai. The fools waste your whole birth. The whole life is wasted. Yeah? And, it's your life to waste here. But then, you don't do what you're supposed to and you expect to get the world in return. So devotees, attitudes. So let's put it in perspective. There is a time when we sit to pray, and I'm saying we must make every effort to shut out everything from our mind and pray. When you go to work, you have a job, work is worship, duty is God. Maintain the principles and do everything as an act of offering to God. If you go this way, and that was who studying to him? Right? The brahmacharis, those of you studying, what is studying for? Most of me think is studying to get a good job. Get scholarship, get a good job, what? Yes. But more than that, if you have this idea that I'm doing this as an act of offering to my God, think, check and see what it will be. What I am is God's gift to me. What I make of myself is my gift to God. But you see, when we leave all here and thing, and you get in a different environment, but the pundits say, boy, that's far from your mind, where dotation is he talking? Become part of the crowd and sink. The question is, do you dare to be different? Do you dare to be different? And I am not boasting, but remember, I went to school too now. All you know that? Yeah. I went to school, primary, secondary, tertiary. We didn't go preschool. Went to university, everything else. Taught for 25 years. Play cricket all about. All my partner drinking. You know what? I drinking Pennacool. I dare to be different. I am still here. Nearly all am there already. Understand? Do you dare to be different? Everybody? And the vote is, you look at all these things. I'm saying, I am an old man now. We all know, 75. Father not around, mother not around. I could smoke if I want, why? Who's stopping me? I could hide from godmother and smoke. I could do whatever. But why wouldn't I do it? Who am I fooling? Myself. So I'll understand what I'm telling all the young people especially. Become part of the crowd and follow those who are stupid just like you. And see where you're going. Sorry to put it like that, but this is what you do. You follow those who are unspiritual. Follow the crowd. And you become just like them and you lose yourself totally. Who you are and what you are. You lose your identity. Be smart. Remember, man lives himself by himself. Man sings himself by himself. So devotees, these 16 disciples, this simple statement here, we could talk whole night on it. Right? Dreams, if I go to talk about dreams, I don't know how you get dreams. You see, when you think about something plenty, you'll dream it in the night, And if you eat about 4 or 5 paratha before you go and sleep, well, you want a stupidness you're dreaming. You're dreaming the aloo fighting with each other. All kind of stupidness you could dream whole night. But there are certain dreams, devotees. But you see, the point I want to make is that what you condition yourself to, in the subconscious level, dream level, these things come back. The point I'm trying to make that at no level whatsoever did these 16 disciples allow themselves to fall apart. There was absolutely nothing else in their mind except the Lord. All talking about devotion, right? Huh? Devotion. Let's leave it there. Word to the wise is sufficient. Devotees. So some time passed, and then Prabhu Sri Ramchandraji, 6 months, he called all his disciples to him. He sent a message to them that I want to speak with you all. And devotees, that invitation went out. Sab Sakha Bulai. And notice the term Sakha. They were his friends. That was the relationship they had with Sri Ram. So they all came at the appointed time. Devotees, they all sat there. But rather than waste the time, they focus on Bhagwan Sri Ram. Now I don't want to talk too much about this, because again the problem comes in. We have a yag, waiting to start, and rather than people sit down and try to tune in or whatever, pak, 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 pak. And you're talking about God, all kind of thing otherwise. When Guruji comes, Jai! Everybody, go on dhyan. All could go on dhyan so quick? Or better than sages, boy. If there is no preparation, sometimes I see nothing. But when I come to the back, sometimes I could hear loud talking, laughing, giggling. Not, I don't want you to laugh and thing, But you have come for a purpose. If you don't tune in, how would you achieve success? So now people are going to frighten, or they will frighten to talk. They don't want to laugh at all. You decide. Devoted these 16 disciples, not wasting time. They praise Sri Ram. Who is Sri Ram? Yuga Yavatara Shri Raghurama Ram Ram Yuga Yavatara Shri Raghurama Yuga Yavatara Shri Raghurama Ram 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 राजा राम राम राम। परम निरंजन कृपा निधन, परम निरंजन कृपा निधन, श्री रघुराम जानकी राम। हे श्री रघुराम जानकी राम। हे राम राम राम, राजा राम राम राम। राम 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 सीतापति राम। राम 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 सीतापति राम। राम 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 सीतापति राम। राम 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 सीतापति राम। युग अवतार श्री रघुराम, ए युग अवतार श्री रघुराम। राम राम राम, राजा राम राम राम, राजा राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, राजा राम राम राम, राजा राम। युग अवतार श्री रघुराम। Devotees, building more positive vibration, it came naturally. They don't have to force themselves because their minds were always on Sri Ram. So it is in that environment, those circumstances, very powerful vibrations, high energy, Sri Ram made preparations to speak with his disciples. Well, they were disciples, but he called them friends. Devotees, let's listen. प्रेम समेत निकट बैठरे, भक्त सुखद मृदु वचन उचारे। तुम अति कीन्ह मोहरी सेवकाई, मुख पर के ही विधि करो बराई। ताते मोहि तुम अति प्रिय लागे, मम हित लागी भुवन सुख त्यागे। अनुज राज संपत्ति वैदेही, देह गेह परिवार स्नेही। सब मोहि प्रिय नहीं तुम ही समाना, वृषण कहो मोर यह बाना। सब कह प्रिय सेवक यह नीति, मोरे अधिक दास पर प्रीति। जय सिया राम जय सिया राम, जय सिया राम जय सिया राम, जय रघुराम जय परम धाम जय सुख धाम जय श्री राम जय हनुमान जय सिया राम जय हनुमान जय रघुराम जय सिया राम जय सिया राम जय सिया राम जय सिया राम प्रेम समेत निकट बैठारी. Now, not going to elaborate, just look at the behavior, the actions of Sri Ram. Prem Samit, with love in his heart. Nikat Baithari, he sat close to his 16 disciples. When he was king, he didn't sit on the throne and put them otherwise. Nikat Baithari. So that positioning is also important, bonding. Sitting with his disciples. Not creating any kind of segregation as such. That Bhakta Sukhad, he who gives happiness to his devotees, Mridu Bachan Uchari, he spoke beautiful words, nectarian-like words, words that will appeal to the heart of his disciples. But most importantly, truthful words. What he said, Tum ati keen mori sevakai. Oh friends, you have served me and you have served me very, very well. Mukh par kehi bidhi karu barai. How can I praise you with this tongue of mine? Now, he is expressing his inability to praise the sacrifices of his devotees. And devotees should realize that what is not said is even more powerful than what is said. More powerful. If I can't express my feelings deep, if I could find words to express it, it means it is describable, you know. If I can't find words to express it, it means that to me it's very deep, it is incomprehensible. So in other words, Sri Ram didn't want to say, you all great people and you do so much. He didn't say any words. He said, how can I praise you with this tongue of mine? I can't find words to praise you. And because of these sacrifices you have made, and devotees, this is for all of us. He ain't talking to the 16 disciples only, you know. He's talking to all of us. Notice, sacrifices in his name. Notice, all of us, what we are doing, making sacrifices. He says, you have served me and served me well. I can't praise you fully with this tongue of mine. And this is why, oh friends, tate mohitum ati priya lage. You are very, very near and dear to me. You notice what brings us close to God? Attitudes. Selfless service. Mamahita lagi bhavan sukatyage. That you have given up your home, you have given up your happiness, you have given up your families. In other words, self-sacrifice for my sake. You're intelligent people understand what is being said here. This is what he expects of us also. But he's saying it to his disciples. Oh friends, to serve me, mamahita lagi, bhavan sukhatyage. You have given up your happiness, your families, everything. Oh, let me say this to you, oh my friends. Anuj Raj Sampati Vaidehi, my younger brothers, the kingdom with all its affluence, Vaidehi Sitama, this body of mine, Gehe Parivar Sanehi, all the jewelry or whatever have you, all the ornaments, the families that I have, all the affectionate ones. I put it in my way. You have a scale. If you put all them on one side of the scale and put these disciples on the other side of the scale, he's saying, Sab mohi priya nahi tumhi samana. None is as dear to me as you are. You will outweigh them. All can understand that statement? So in other words, when I can make selfless sacrifice in the name of the Lord, very, very near and dear to him. He's saying even Sita, right? Even his own body, so to speak, right? The kingdom, whatever, those things mean absolutely nothing to him compared to the sacrifice that the devotees make for the Lord. By bhakti. He said, you are dearer to me than all these. And he emphasized, Mrisha na kaho. I am not speaking falsehood. Morihabana. This is my vow. This is my vow. So devotees, I don't know how to explain that, otherwise I want you to think for yourselves how compassionate, merciful this Lord is. Just serve him a little bit with the right attitude. When he said, house mean nothing, land mean nothing, nothing, it means you can get anything you want if you want it. Nothing. Sudama Brahman, what he did, handfuls of parched rice, and he got everything materially. Bhagwan didn't need that. But the love of Sudama. See? So all these things we have to understand, the sacrifices we make. No gain without pain. No gain without pain. And now Sri Ram is saying, everybody says that the sevak, like see, you have a brother, husband, wife, we expect him to perform service towards us. Isn't that so? We perform service towards them. There's an expectation because of relationship. But remember what he just said? Bhai bandhu kutum parivara, tu nahi kiska kaun tumhara. At some point, where do all these relationships go? But just suppose it's there. You call them sevak. But Bhagavan is saying, but you see, for me, the das is superior to the sevak. And who is the das? Tulsi das, Sur das, Kabir das. Das, we say servant, not just servant. Servant, like the person who has come and clean the house something. And they know where all your money is something. Where all the jewelry is something. They could find things more than yourself. Like the servant in the house. Das is someone who in mind, word and deed has surrendered to God. Unconditional surrender. These 16 disciples, what they did? Not unconditional surrender. Nothing mattered. So he's saying the das is superior to the sevak. So devotees, we have to all understand now what you want to be, a sevak or you want to be a das. Attitudes, you decide. Nothing wrong with being a sevak. But Bhagavan says, he das, he doesn't ask for anything. This is why we keep saying unconditional surrender, sharanagati. And importantly, devotees, when you go this way, you don't have to ask for anything. You don't even think about asking for anything. But all your needs are fulfilled. The Lord takes care of you. The Lord takes care of you. All whoever surrenders to that Lord. So Bhagavan is saying, he praised him to the highest. This is for all of us to understand what God needs from us. Okay. So he praised them, put them on a high pedestal. But at the end of it all, he's saying something to them. I appreciate everything you have done for me. And devotees, remember this. The attitude of gratitude is a spiritual quality. Now many of us may say, Yaisa karni, vaisa bharni. What he do, thy karma, you go benefit. But if somebody serve me, whatever, I need to express my gratitude to that person. It does something for me as a person. But sometimes arrogance, that's your karma, boy. Man lives himself by himself, man sings himself by himself. You take it and stretch it all different kind of direction. Misunderstanding, misrepresenting it. When people do what they have to do, to help us and whatever else, expressions of gratitude are in order. That is why every night in Yag and Swam, we tell everybody thanks, whatever. We appreciate very much your coming, etc. We have to follow the Lord's advice. See, devotees? That is spirituality. That means there is no ego, there is no arrogance, there is no self-centeredness. We appreciate the sacrifices of others. This is important. Sri Ram demonstrated that. And remember, Sri Ram represents spirituality. So when spirituality exists, this attitude is also there. So Sri Ram expressed himself and then he said, oh friends,
गृह जासु सखा सब भजेउ मोहित धनी अब गृह जासु सखा सब भजेउ मोहित धनी हे राम भजेउ मोहित धनी
सदा सर्वगत सर्वहित जानी करे हूँ अति प्रेम सिया पति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम. Then Sri Ram said, अब गृह जाहु सखा सब. But oh friends, the time has come now for you to return home. So 6 months, they spent there, forgetting about time, home, everything else. But the Lord reminded them. You see, spirituality is aware of what duties and responsibilities are. You can't say you're spiritual and you don't know what your duties are. You pay no attention to it. That is not spirituality. See, Ram is reminding them. Ab grihas jahu sakha sab, oh friends, now you must all return home. But with what kind of attitude? Bhajev mohi dirhneem. With a firmness of attitude, intent. Worship me. Worship me. What Bhagavan said in the 18th chapter of the Gita? Same lesson. Think of me constantly. Bow down to me. Worship me. Push. You shall come to me. This is what the Lord wants from us. Even when I mentioned that slok, Patram pushpam phalam tuyam, yomi bhakta parishati, tadaham bhaktu prahitam ashnami praitat manaha. Flower, fruit, a drop of water, grain of rice, God is hungry. And I emphasize the last word, prayatat manaha, a sinless mind. A sinless mind. Pure heart. Pure heart. It doesn't matter what we offer. God not hungry, God not thirsty. So this is what we say, what he's saying here. When I say with a firmness, it implies this purity of heart, purity of intent. Genuinely seek him. And who am I? The Lord is saying, Sada Sarvagata Sarvahita. I am the cause of all causes, and I am that highest objective to be achieved. Ram Brahm Paramarthi Rupa. Avigat Alak Anadi Anupa. Ayodhya can't be read that. Ram Brahm. You see, the form we talked about last night, when Sri Ram demonstrated that, Viraj, that is Sri Ram. But Sri Ram is Sagun Brahm, that infinite Nirgun Brahm. But same Sri Ram, Ram Brahm, Paramarthi Rupa, but he is the form of the supreme objective, Param Arthi Rupa. The form is, in other words, that is the objective we should seek. Avigat Alak Anadi Anupa, etc. This is Sri Ram. This is what he is saying here. I am the cause of all causes. I am that highest objective which one should seek. So at all times, return home, oh friends, but with this attitude of yours, relentlessly seek me. Seek me at all times. And how we do that, I've explained that many times. You sit to pray, right? You go to work, act of offering to the God, to that divine Lord, whatever. Everything we do, if it becomes an act of offering to the God, to that divine, then we are living that life. We're doing what he say. Right? No selfishness, Lord, everything for you. When we do Havan, Om Prajapate Namah, Idam Prajapate, Idam Namama. All know what I mean? Huh? I'm offering this Prajapati, that divine energy is yours, not mine. Idam Namama. Namama. Agnaye Swaha, Idam Agne, Idam Namama. So my Swaha, Idam, not mine. What is mine? Anything is mine? Even the body is not mine. I'll leave it here and go. So the attitude in the devotees, right? You don't get caught up. Right attitude. But it's hard, eh? Let go. Huh. Sinking in quicksand, but you can't let go. Devotees. So the Lord is putting these lessons to us. And it's not easy to all of a sudden become like that, eh? Gradually. Gradually. And I just want to say to you all, each person at a different level. But you see, Nature conspires to put factors in place to help us along the pathway. And you know how these factors come? Pain, separation, trouble, disaster. It don't come to nice thing. No. Challenges you. Then you have to think and uncover the powers from within. Yeah, gradually. So, in other words, you have to go through all these things, everybody, but your own journey. This is why I keep saying again, everybody on your own. I would have gone through my path, still have many things to go through. Everybody otherwise, same thing. Everybody. Right? And you know what? when these circumstances arise, if you're overpowered by them, you cannot go forward. You're never ever going to go forward. There's a difference in when you go to school and you fail your test. They push you to our next class. So at the end of it all, you pass through the school. You ain't pass school, you know. Pass through the school. You see, in life, when you fail your test, you stay right there. You're going to manifest yourself in another form. And unless you master those circumstances, you are never ever going to go forward. Many people stuck. This is what I mean by stuck in quicksand, you know, or the top spinning in mud. So devotees, different circumstances confront us. And simple things. Children give in trouble. What you? How you handle that? If you can't handle that, neighbor cussing you day and night. If you can't handle that, right? Now that's external factors. If you can't handle those things, you could go forward in life. Now, the higher up you go, now it comes in your own head. In your own head now, no external factors. Could you handle that? Now, if you can't handle external factors, how could you handle in your head? How? And life is a continuous process like that. Everybody could testify if you look at it from this perspective. These are tests that we get to prepare us for life. Serious tests. And devotees, it doesn't end. It continues until I reach to that point where I realize, what? Aham Brahmasmi. I'm divinity, non-duality. As long as I'm in a state of duality, you're going to have all these things happening. And the process is, nature, help us along the pathway. You face up to it, try to go beyond it. So if I'm saying, I've given up, I have vairagya, I'm going to get a test. Let me see. There's something happened to close family. Let me see you let go now. If you can't let go, don't talk vairagya. Circumstances develop to push you along the pathway. Life is a sum total of experiences. As I keep saying, if you put your hand in fire, you get burned. You don't carry the fire with you, devotees. You carry the experience of pain. That impacts upon you. This is why whatever in life, you can't carry anything except the experience of that you have gotten over the years. Everybody. So the more you experience, the more wise this part of the chit. Memory stuff. Krishna Bhagwan Chitta Chora. Yeah. Manas Buddhi Ahankar and Chit. From life to life, experiences go with us until we reach ultimate experience. And as long as there's duality, you're going to get the challenges. And I want to say something to the devotees, all of you. Sometimes you're praying and you're praying and you're praying and you feel nothing happening. God, everything like a standstill. Like everything shut down. And most times you look at it from a material perspective. Right? Devotees, what I want to say to you, I use a simple analogy. If people cast a decking, you go in a house, you cast a decking. From my experience, they don't do anything for about 2-3 weeks. They keep soaking it and whatever. But is it that nothing is happening? My experience has taught me, and those who know have mentioned to me, that the concrete is curing. It's getting harder and harder, harder and harder. So when you see there's a so-called plateau in your life, you're praying, you're trying everything, and nothing seems to be happening. Don't get discouraged. Don't get depressed. Something is happening. But you see, we look for action right away. Simiti jal bharita lava. Everything takes its own time. And you see, in life, we have many plateaus. You reach here, you feel like a standstill. Then something all of a sudden shoots you up, you go up, you stand still again. It continues ad infinitum until you become one with the master, beyond duality. So when you think that nothing is happening, something is happening. But that is if you're doing the right things in life. I want to emphasize that. Once you're doing the right things in life, everything that is happening to you is to your benefit. It is to your benefit. So devotees, little bit of lessons in life we have to go through. We face up to life on a daily basis. Once you understand these things, you're in a better place. You have to listen to what I'm telling you, There's no old talk here. Right? This is how you're going to survive. You can more than survive. And you'll be able to pass on to your children, grandchildren, this kind of experience when they see frustrations overpower them. Okay? So devotees, all that is part of the journey seeking the Lord. So Bhagavan said, seek me. Relentlessly pursue me. And so, one by one, all the disciples were called and gifts were given to them, and devotees, they were sent away. Some Lakshman gave them gift, some, Bharat, Shatrughan. There was one amongst them who didn't want to go back. They always have one who don't like to go back. At least one. His name was Angad. Angad devotee was the son of Bali. And those who follow Ramayan would know Bali was shot by Sri Ram. So Angad at the back. And as I always say this, if you have the experienced teacher in a class and asking them questions, the fellow who ain't know the question could be any head here watching you at all. As if, you ain't seen him. So Angad bending his head here watching Sri Ram. All disciples went away. Hanuman was told that he will remain with Sri Ram. So now, remember I told you all that you have these tattvas, 5 karamindriya, 5 gyanindriya, the 5 tanmatras, and mind, manas. Understand what all these things mean? No? This that story here. No? Hanuman was told to remain with Sri Ram. So he had permission to remain. All the others were sent back, and Angad now, he didn't want to go. And devotees, finally Sri Ram called him, Angad. And Angad came to Sri Ram, tears in his eyes. And he said, Sunu Sarvagya, listen, all knower. You are the ocean of grace, happiness. You are kind and compassionate to the weak, to the underprivileged, etc. You know how we pray in the devotees? He said, Lord, at the time of my father's death, he placed me under your protective care and shelter. So, oh Lord, as it is right now, I have no mother, I have no father, I have no guru, I have nothing, I have nobody, oh Lord. More Prabhu tum guru pitu mata. You are my mother, you are my father, you are my everything, oh Lord. And if you tell me to go, jaun kaha? Where shall I go? Where can I go, oh Lord? Now devotees praying with this attitude of surrender. Angad is symbolizing that, showing us. Feelings of helplessness. You know, playing big and strong man and thing, no? As I mentioned, I like to be like a child in mother's lap. I'm a child. I don't know anything. A Buddha, they were saying. I'm stupid. Balak, like a child. A Buddha. Gyan balhina. Wisdom, strength. I have nothing. I have nothing, O Lord. What I'm asking for. Rakhav sharan jani janadina. Take me into your protective shelter, O Lord. You know what I'll do, Lord? Nicha tahal grahaki sab karihahu. I'll perform all the menial tasks in the palace. Clean the floor and thing, no? Take out the garbage and thing. But you know what, Lord? I'll have an opportunity to gaze upon your lotus-like feet. Parapankaja biloki bhavatarihu. And by so doing, bhavatarihu, I'll be able to cross over the ocean of mundane existence, duality. Staying close to you, just gazing upon your lotus-like feet. Oh Prabhu, I'm asking you, don't tell me go back. Don't tell me go back. Sharan mein aaye, hai hum tumhari, daya karo he, dayalu Bhagavan, samhalo bigari, dasha hamari, daya karo he, dayalu Bhagavan. शरण में आए है हम तुम्हारी दया करो हे दयालु भगवन संभालो बिगड़ी दशा हमारी दया करो हे दयालु भगवन. ना हमें शक्ति, ना हमें साधन, ना हमें भक्ति, तुम्हारी दर्श की है हम भिखारी। दया करो हे दयालु भगवन, दया करो हे दयालु भगवन। शरण में आए है हम तुम्हारे। जो तुम पिता हो तो हम है बालक, जो तुम गुरु हो तो हम है सेवक, जो तुम हो ठाकुर तो हम पुजारी। दया करो हे दयालु भगवन, दया करो हे दयालु भगवन। शरण में आए है हम तुम्हारी। दया करो हे दयालु भगवन। संभालो बिगड़ी दशा हमारी। दया करो हे दयालु भगवन, दया करो हे दयालु भगवन, दया करो हे दयालु भगवन। So the bhajan says, devotees, Lord, I have no one, I have nothing. I am weak, mantrahinam, kriyahinam, bhaktihinam, he Janardhan. You are everything to me. पितु मातु सहायक स्वामी सखा, तुम ही एक अनाथ हमारे हो. My one and only Lord. There is none else, Prabhuji. If you tell me to go back, I'll be without my master, without my protective shelter. I'll be alone in this dark and dread world, Prabhuji. Please don't tell me go back. So, Angad begged my devotees. I don't know if I demonstrated the begging enough, but you can imagine the emotion that he generated there. And his mind at that point in time, where would it be? Totally on Sri Ram. Remember, the Lord must be in your feelings and your thoughts. That will have effect. Devotees, Angad threw himself on the feet of Sri Ram. Please, Prabhu, don't tell me go back. Hey Nath, ab ghar jaane ko mat kahiyega na. Don't tell me go back. Devotees, when Angad prayed in this way, Prabhu Sri Ram, that Raghupati, he is the ocean of compassion, grace. Prabhu Thai, he stood up. Uralayevu, picked up Bibhishan, Angad, picked him up and embraced him. Sajal Nayan Rajiv, from his lotus-like eyes, tears flowed. Sri Ram's eyes. The devotion of the devotee, the sincere attitude of the devotee, look what it causes. Tears the eyes of the Lord, tears of joy, tears of ecstasy, genuine devotee. And you must never forget, Gita says it, Ramayan says it. Out of many millions, you might find one who making the effort to find God. And if you find millions of such, you might find one who genuinely seek the Lord. For the Lord's sake, Angad is one. Kagbhushund, Shivarima, Sutikshan Muni, examples are there. We all seek the Lord, but for different reasons. But there are those who, parabhakti, they want nothing else but the Lord. Parabhakti, they call that. Supreme state of devotion. Devotees, Bhagwan recognized that. But where the Lord is concerned, coming to where duties are concerned, you think emotions will play a part? Sri Ram recognized who was Angad. Angad was Yuvaraj. After Sugriv, who was king of Pampapur, Angad would become king. He had a duty and a responsibility towards his people. So what Sri Ram did? Sri Ram took out a mala from about his neck. Nija ura mala basana money made of precious gems. Now it's not the material value, but the sentimental value, the spiritual value that matters here. What he did? Bali tanai paharai. He put it along the neck of Bali's son, Angad. Sri Ram with his own hands, garlanded, he had a jewel amongst devotees. And then having done all that, what he said? विदाखे भगवान तब प्रभु बहु प्रकार से मुझाई. Bhagwan said, Angad, you have to go back. As much as you want to stay, you have to go back. Why? You are Yuvaraj. You have your duties and responsibilities which you have to fulfill. Running away from your duty at this stage in life is counterproductive, not recommended. In other words, you see, this is why we have brahmachar, grihas, banpasan, sannyas. Your status in life, work is worship, duty is God. So Angad, as much as he would want to remain, but he had duties to fulfill with respect to his people, his community, kingdom and so on. Run away from that. No. Work is worship, duty is God. That is your dharma. So in other words, you have to perform your dharma. But everything you do must be as an act of offering to God, seeking Him. So in other words, devotees are that, I do whatever, Lord, this is for you. Idam na mama, it's not mine. Right? And you have to understand this helps us, why? You are entitled to the action, but we do not have any control over the outcome. None of us. We have no control over the outcome. That is in the hands of the divine. So do the best that you can. Do it as an act of offering to Him. Make yourself the best that you can be. This is what the Lord wants us to be. Leave everything else. He takes care. He said, Arjun, Angad, you have to go back. In various ways, he, with the word modified, trying to put this so, try to console him and so on, go back. You have to go back. And devotees, Angad, began to walk away, because when Sri Ram said, Jao, you can't play Auna, Yaro Jao. So he kept going, but you know how a child is? He wants to go with you. He said, I can't carry you. Put on your face, put on your cry, Even telling Hanuman, intercede on my behalf. Hanuman said, no. Hanuman, he ain't playing no big diplomat, no. And many people think, I would talk to the big man. No. When Sri Ram said, Jao, you have to go. And so devotees, Angad left. But you can imagine the impact on his mind from Sri Ram. Yeah. And all this we learn little lessons in life, no devotees. I keep saying this, not to end up in this kind of note, but where there's union, there's separation. It's a fact of life. Though very few of us, if at all, we want to think about those things. And when we think of separation, we become very depressed. Because we are attached. All of us. Yeah. So devotees, all these, everything, work so hard, everything, and one day to come, you have to leave everything and go. You even have time to pack up self. Like last time we say pack up, we're packing up. What are you packing up? Devotees, so just from my own, I like this little verse. I like it plenty. And the context of this, we learn lessons, no? This is a cinema song, no devotee. The fellow was very close to his girlfriend and the girlfriend wasn't close to him. She packed up and maybe she was, some maybe. So he, Tawanka, all know also? All know? Dharam, Saurav, no. Yeah. So devotees, they're a nice song, but these songs have philosophical meaning. So he, in the film, I didn't see it, but I could imagine. So he's, crying out his heart. एक पल है हंसना, एक पल है रोना, कैसा है जीवन का खेला. एक पल है हंसना, एक पल है रोना, कैसा है जीवन का खेला. एक पल है मिलना, एक पल बिछड़ना, दुनिया है दो दिन का मेला. ये घड़ी न जाए बीत, ये घड़ी न जाए बीत, तुझे मेरे गीत बुलाते हैं. लौट के आजा मेरे मीत. Next life I will play Starboy. Devotees, he says, Eka pal hai hasana. One moment we laugh. Think about it. So I tried to make you laugh just now, but I hope the next part can come true. Eka pal hai hasana. Eka pal hai runa. Next moment we start to cry. Something happened. Now for now, things twisted. Kaisa hi जीवन का खेला? What kind of game does this life throw at us? Laughing, crying, laughing, crying. एक पल है मिलना, एक पल बिछड़ना. One moment we meet, next moment बिछड़ना. Separation. Never ever to meet again. दुनिया है दो दिन का मेला. Life is like a marketplace where we meet just for a day or two, as we say. And when you're gone, when you leave, that's it. This moment. So his thinking was, ye ghari na jai beat. I must not allow this moment to go. I must make use of this moment. Optimum use of this moment. Because it will never, ever, ever, ever come back. Yeah? So based upon all this kind of philosophy, devotees, sometimes when people die, you hear they say, I want the same husband for 7 life. And some of them say, may want him this life, 7 life, you think about he? Different kind of thing, devotee. But what we're saying here, what stupidness you talking? That's just for your own mental gratification. You go on, everybody go on their own journey. Remember I mentioned, I asked my mother one time, say, Ma, you want me to come back as your son? She give me kind of what she looks like a dead body. She never answered me. You think she want to be bound? Once you say this kind of thing, you put yourself in bondage. More and more bondage. But people feel that's love. That's stupidity. That's not love. But go ahead, play with me and Juliet. Yeah? Bind yourself, not realizing what the real journey is. So devotees, we must all understand this. This is why I keep saying, every moment we here, not going to come back. Make the optimum use of it. Later, tomorrow, anything could happen. I don't have to say these things because sometimes these things happen. But nobody knows. Nobody knows. So therefore, the moment, make the optimum use of it. Don't waste it. Ye ghari na jai beat. It must never be wasted. It will never, ever, ever come back. Okay? So devotees, separation is a part of life. We all have to go on our journey. But if you follow what the Lord said, go out, do what you have to do, but remember, everything you do is an act of offering to Him. Seek Him through your actions, whatever else. Relentlessly pursue Him. You cannot and ever, never ever will go wrong. So devotees, lessons in life. So even Sri Ram's case, all the disciples had to go back. Right? And those who follow Rama would know even Sita Mata. Right? When Sri Ram ruled for a certain period of time, a dhobi, a washerman, right? His wife left home and went away. And when his wife came back, what did dhobi say? Oh no, dhobi is right. They wash people's clothes and things, right? And all he do things from the clothes, he put it in his head. Yeah? Dhobi, thinking. Devotees, when his wife came back, he put her out. He said, you think I am Sri Ram to let my wife, and this words he used, how he put it, something like this, to sit at next man's house and take her back? Out. He cast aspersion on Sita Mata's character. And devotees, very, very instructive. When Sri Ram, Sita, Lakshmana were going the first time in the forest, people can't live without them, they want to die. Today, when the dhobi made cast such aspersions on Sita Mata's character, not a single person in Ayodhya Puri opened their mouth to say, dhobi, why don't you shut your mouth? Nobody. What does silence mean? In addition to all the sleepaway, it means consent. It means consent. Sri Ram came to realize what had happened. That nobody objected. And if he as the leader, the queen, people have problems with her, what was his responsibility, duty? Send Sita Mata back into the forest. Never ever to come back to Ayodhya. Never ever. Yeah. So all these lessons you learn. The politicians should learn this lesson. Today, wah, 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 people support you. Tomorrow, they kick you. They cut you down. Don't depend on that. Don't depend on that. And devotees, I learned my lesson, Yeah. So Mati, you here, you might remember. Remember when Menon died? I was recremation, I was doing cremation. Sat Maharaj came there, and Pandey came there. Both of them gone beyond, I don't know which part is it. I was on plenty of my gochwan standing all around me here. I tell all you know, I don't see what I have to say. All them stand up here, sat and Pandey on the other side. That time Pandey cussing me for being PNM. And that was never ever so. He was appalled by his own ignorance. But that's politics, let's leave that. But the vote is the point I'm making. I am standing here, all the gochwan talking. From the time Sat and Pandey appeared there, all them here, one by one, they disappear, boy. Disappear. Mati might remember, I remember. They don't want to be seen in the company of the Guru. Who? Sat and Pandey. They don't want them to see them in my company. Telling me? Huh? No, he didn't do anything to me. I just realized, you come to realization. All these things I keep saying all the time, you think it's just by guess? No, not by guess. And I always say again, everybody, if you can't take care of yourself, you're in problem, boy. So, Matya, I don't know why I'm telling you all this. Remember in Bamboo Temple? Before the temple was Bamboo Temple, Petty, all you could remember? Was a kutia. And having puja. And how they want to do puja inside it. And Shek. Shek was, he was this Rota boy. Yeah. And we sit down there, and a fellow run into the temple with a cutlass. Man, if you see the devotee one. All them went out. And I alone sit down there. Where go on? Next thing you hear the Baba one. When those days are playing cricket, now, so I pick up my sunk. And so I hit him one sunk in the head if you come close. But you know what the vote is? All them outside, and I have to face up to this alone. It's a good thing, have some experience and so on. You kind of calm the fire down. Make him throw the cutlass one side, etc., etc. If I didn't have that, what happened to me? I learned, you know. Mansanala, Kartik Nahan, 7 or 8 of my chelas all around me. They say, Guruji, bathe. I can't swim. Bathe, we will protect you. And all them, I don't want to call their name. I bathe inside and nearly dead inside one. Ki. Nobody knew nothing. Nobody knew. Wave hit me underneath. It's a good thing I could hold my breath. All these lessons you learn, you're on your own, boy. You're on your own. Not that, you know, they're so caught up in their own enjoyment. Yes, making a circle around me, but they could save me. Huh? You have to save yourself, boy. Plenty lessons you learn. And life lessons. Now you don't go against anybody. Because nature put these lessons in place to help you to understand and to grow. Yeah? So all over it. Right? This is why I keep saying this, nature conspires to put factors in place. Everybody on your own. You're going to get your own experiences. And what if you don't learn, as I said, you go through it over and over again. I learn by. Learn and still learning. Still learning. And in the process, what you begin to do, insulate yourself from a lot of things. Yeah. So then people say, you know, he gets eccentric now. Attitude change and whatever. He's not friendly again anymore. Friendly? Yeah. Where is that? Yeah. Okay. So devotees, let's all pay attention to that. And life lessons. Life lessons. Let's not fall victim. Okay? Ramayan is an important text, second to none. You learn plenty lessons from it. And from people like myself and others who, for a long time doing satsang, practical experience they can pass on to you. Right? So, in other words, don't try to discover the wheel now. Use the wheel. And if you want to discover, feel free to go ahead. Discover the wheel. So, devotees, tonight's katha will come to an end here. We all have to go home as the disciples of Sri Ram. So, remember last time we did Visarjan? All the devatas within the respective abode. But the bhajan, what am the Srota se basan gai, devata se basan gai, Shambhu gai Kailash. Everybody had to go back. When we start, we do invocation, establish all the forces here. At the end of it all, you have to go back. All of us, we have to go back. So devotees, just remember this. Don't feel depressed. Don't feel depressed that, you know, You have to separate at some point in time. Enjoy the moment. Visarjan.
विसर्जन होता है, सुनो वीर हनुमान, राम लक्ष्मण जानकी सदा करो कल्याण। एक घड़ी आधी घड़ी दुनिया देहु मह आज, तुलसी संगत साधु के कति कोटि अपराध। जो जन जहाँ से आए हूँ, कथा सुने हूँ मन लाए, अपने अपने धाम को विदा को हर्षाय। देवता सब आसन गए, शंभु गए कैलाश, रामायण मम हृदय अय करहु तुम्बास। कहु दंडवत प्रभु सन, तुम ही कहो कर जोर, बार बार रघुनायक ही सुरति करावहु। बार बार वर मांगहु, हर्ष देहु श्रीरंग, पद सरोजन पाइनी भक्ति सदा सतसंग। राम लक्ष्मण जानकी भरत शत्रुघ्न भाई, कथा विसर्जन कर तू ईश ही शीश नवाय। ईश ही शीश नवाय, ईश ही शीश नवाय। बोले श्री राजा रामचंद्र की जय। Devotees, let your mind remain in your hearts now, in your thinking. No losses, no losses. We'll make preparation for the final Havan. While this being done, devotees, we do final Sri Ram Kirtanam. We'll conclude. Ram Ram Bhaju Man Hari Hari, He Ram Ram Bhaju Man Hari Hari, Ram Ram Bhaju Man Hare Hare, Ram Ram Bhaju Man Hare Hare, Ram Ram Bhaju Man Hare Hare। दीन बंधु कृपा सिंधु, अंतरयामी त्रिभुवन स्वामी, अंतरयामी त्रिभुवन स्वामी, राम राम भजु मन हरे हरे। राम राम भजु मन हरे हरे, राम राम भजु मन हरे हरे। पूरन काम जय श्री राम, हे रघुराम हे परम धाम, हे रघुराम हे मम धाम, राम राम भजु मन हरे हरे। हे राम राम भजु मन हरे हरे,
राम राम भजु मन हरे हरे। रघुकुल भूषण जानकी जीवन, हे रघुनाथ हे परमनाथ, हे रघुनाथ हे परमनाथ, राम राम भजु मन हरे हरे। हे राम राम भजु मन हरे हरे। राम राम भजु मन हरे हरे। दशरथ नंदन भाव भय भंजन, कहतो महापति सुनु जग प्राणी, कहतो महापति सुनु जग प्राणी, राम राम भजु मन हरे हरे। हे राम राम भजु मन हरे हरे। राम राम भजु मन हरे हरे। राम राम भजु मन हरे हरे। हे राम राम भजु मन हरे हरे। बोले श्री राजा रामचंद्र की जय। Now devotees, many may not know, but many years ago when I used to play composer, I composed this kirtan. Many may not know. You heard anyway, many people will sing it all, but they wouldn't know. I composed this song, and you must know, because notice the song can't done. So, notice when I'm doing everything, you can't finish. Song very long. Beautiful kirtan, glorifying Sri Ram. Inspiration from the Lord in those days. When kirtan, we did so much kirtan. And quite a few kirtan people sing right now, they don't realize it. That I composed those kirtan in different state. Yeah. It's a good feeling. Very good feeling when you get into this glorification of the Master. Nothing to substitute for that, devotees. So for whatever it's worth, it's not name one thing I'm looking for, I just sit there. If it's too long, it's because I composed it. We join together final Havan. You ready, child? All right. So when it's 5 more times, I will tell you a little bit each time, okay? Om Ganganapataye Namah Swaha, Gauri Mata Swaha, Prithvi Mata Swaha, Panchlokpal Devaya Swaha, Om Namo Narayanaya Swaha, Om Namah Shivaya Swaha, Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Swaha, Suryari Naugrha Devaya Swaha, Brahmagnaye Namah Swaha, Om Hrim Srim Chandikaya Namah Swaha, Om Krim Kaliyai Namah Swaha, Mahalakshmi Mata Bhyo Namo Namah Swaha, Om Srim Hrim Saraswatyai Swaha, Om Sri Ishwari Devi Swaha, Parameshwari Devi Swaha, Shitala Devi Swaha, Mahanyapurna Devi Swaha, Mangala Devi Swaha, Chandi Devi Swaha, Mansa Devi Swaha, Om Hrim Shashti Devi Swaha, Om Sri Tara Devi Swaha, Om Sri Shodasi Devi Swaha, Sri Bhuvaneshwari Devi Swaha, Chinamasta Devi Swaha, Bhairavi Devi Swaha, Dhumavati Devi Swaha, Bagalamukhi Devi Swaha, Matangi Devi Swaha, Kamla Devi Swaha, Hemavati Devi Swaha, Kaumari Devi Swaha, Katyayani Devi Swaha, Siddheshwari Devi Swaha, Om Sarva Devi Bhyo Namo Namah Swaha, Sri Hanumate Namah Swaha, Sita Ramachandrai Bhyo Namo Namah Swaha, Radha Krishnaya Namah Swaha, Om Sri Ishtadevaya Swaha, Om Sri Kuldevaya Swaha, Om Sri Asthan Devaya Swaha, Om Sri Gram Devaya Swaha, Om Sri Etat Karam Pradhan Devaya Swaha.
5 times again. Say Vasudevaya Swaha. 33 crore Devtabhyo Namo Namah Swaha. Sarva Devta Sarva Devibhyo Namo Namah Swaha. Anand Swarupaya Brahmane Namah Swaha. Om Sri Guruve Namaha Swaha. All right. Use a lota of water, wash out your hand. Please all stand, devotees. Pick up the leaf, Purnahuti. We concentrate on Bhagavan Shankar. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shambhavaya Cha Mayobhavaya Cha. Namah Sankaraya Cha Mayaskaraya Cha. Shivaya Cha Shivtaraya Cha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Purnamidah Purnamidam. Purnat Purnamudachyate. Purnasya Purnamadaya. Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Sarvam Vai Purnagvam Swaha. Do Achman 3 times. Sarva Papaharam Dibyam. Gangheyam Nirmalam Jalam. Achmanam Chamaya Dattam. Dahatam Purushotamaha. Brahmagnaye Namaha. Achmanam Samarpayami. Bow to the fire. Boliye Sri Raja Ramachandra ki Ramayan Arti. Let's all join devotees. We conclude.
आरती श्री रामायण जी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की गावत ब्रह्म दिक मुनि नारद गावत ब्रह्म शुक सनकादि शेष अरुषारद शुक सनकादि संतत गावत शंभु भवानी संतत गावत व्यास आदि कवि पूर्व बखानी व्यास आदि कवि चारे वेद पुराण अष्टादश चारे वेद मन धन संतन की सर्वस तन मन धन रस की कली मलहरनी हरनी रोग भवमूरी अमी की हरनी रोग भव आरती श्री रमायण जी की आरती श्री रमायण जी की कीरति कलित लित सिय की जय श्री राम हरि जय श्री राम हरि जय श्री हरे रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे शिव हरे शिव राम सखे प्रभु त्रिविध ताप निवारण हे विभु अजमेश्वर यादव पाहि मां शिव हरे विजयं कुरु मे वरम् शिव हरे विजयं कुरु मे वरम् प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जय मङ्गलम् प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जय मङ्गलम् मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ ध्वज मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्ष मंगलाय तनुहरि ओम आवाहनम न जानामि विसर्जनम पूजां चैव न जानामि क्षम्यतां परमेश्वर ओम गच्छ गच्छ्व श्रेष्ठ स्वस्थाने परमेश्वर यत ब्रह्मादयो देवास्तत्र गच्छुतासन ओम लाभस्तेषां जयस्तेषां कुतस्तेषां पराजय येषामिन्दि वर्षां हृदयस्तु जनार्दन ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ओम मंत्रहीनम क्रियाहीनम भक्तिहीनम गणेश्वर हे परमेश्वरी हे सदाशिव हे जनार्दन हे कपीश्वर अग्निश्वर यद पूजितम मया देवा, हे माँ हे देवी परिपूर्णम तदस्तु मे। ओम असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्मा अमृतम गमय। ओम गच्छ त्वं भगवन् अग्नि स्वस्थाने कुंड मध्यतः हुतम आदाय देवेभ्य शीघ्र देहि प्रसीद मे ब्रह्म अग्नये नमः। ओम त्वमेव माता च पितः त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। बोले श्री गजानन स्वामी की, प्रभु श्री रामचंद्र की, आदिशक्ति जगदम्बा माता की, उमापति महादेव की जय, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, बोलिए श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की, बोलिए श्री स्वाहा माता की। शुभमस्तु। Blessings to all. Kindly be seated, devotees.
I'd like to thank everyone for joining with us on the second night of our Nau Raatri Yajna. Just a reminder that tomorrow we will be having Ram Navami, Durga Ashtami and Kanya Puja beginning at 4:30 p.m. Everyone is also invited to join with us for Hanuman Jayanti celebrations that will be held on next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. We still have tickets available for sale for the Veggie Queue on May 2nd. The tickets cost $40. There's a list of items as well that can be donated. If you are interested, you can speak to Auntie Annie or Auntie Kunti. We really look forward to everyone's support and assistance for this fundraiser. Prasad and refreshments have been provided and can be collected as you exit the temple. We look forward to seeing you all tomorrow as we culminate this auspicious period of time. Have a safe journey back home. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Praveen, and we say blessings to Ravina. Performed Havan this evening. You did Havan this morning too? Nah? All right. Apurna fast one on you. All right. Performed Havan this evening. Blessings, Ravina. And Mohan, you and Leena. Blessings, parents of Ravina. Keep the journey going. And tomorrow, well, we hope to hear you sing tomorrow. Yeah? So, tomorrow, devotees, as we mentioned, we start at 4:30. So it's a very long evening, and Kanya Puja, those of you who have been fasting for the Navratam, and you want to perform Kanya Puja, you can get your gifts and so on. The opportunity will be afforded to you to perform Kanya Puja. Tomorrow is very auspicious. So the Ashtami is finishing somewhere just before midday time, and the Navami starts after that, so that's why tomorrow is Ram Navami too. And it is going to conclude Sunday morning. So I explained all this last night, so those of you who are doing for the 9 days birth and soul, you can conclude Sunday morning as you wish to do your final Havan and so on. But tomorrow we're having Puja, and as you mentioned, we're doing Saraswati Puja for some of the students who are going to write exams. And then there's Durga Puja, and there's Sri Ram Puja, a wonderful day, Kanya Puja, a whole evening of devotions. And while Puja is in progress, we'll have bhajan and kirtan, hopefully. That wouldn't turn us off. Yeah? So, a wonderful day, we'll conclude our Brat tomorrow. And those of you who want to conclude your Navratam Brat tomorrow, you can do so tomorrow night. It's up to you. The choice is yours. Okay? So, devotees, we are coming to the end of this wonderful period of time. And I pray that the blessings of Mata be showered upon each and every one of you. Blessings. Ravina, stand up and yes, Sitaram. Do our safe journey back home, devotees, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.